The year was 1493, when Christopher Columbus penned a letter that would perplex historians for centuries. In it, he claimed to have encountered 3 mermaids off the coast of Hispaniola, describing them as having the torso of a woman but the tail of a fish. Yet Columbus was not the first, nor would he be the last to document such encounters. For thousands of years, across every maritime culture on Earth, sailors have returned from the sea with remarkably consistent tales of half-fish women dwelling beneath the waves. What compelled these hardened seafarers to believe so fervently in creatures that science tells us cannot exist? The answer lies not in the realm of fantasy, but in the very real psychological, cultural, and environmental factors that shaped the maritime world of antiquity. The earliest recorded accounts of mermaids appear in Assyrian texts dating back to 1000 BCE, where the goddess Atargatis accidentally killed her human lover and, in shame, cast herself into a lake. The waters could not conceal her divine beauty, transforming her into a creature that was half woman, half fish. This tale established a template that would echo through cultures separated by continents and centuries. Ancient Greek literature provides us with perhaps the most famous aquatic temptresses, the sirens of Homer's Odyssey. While later depicted as birdwomen, early Greek sources described them as fish-tailed beings whose haunting songs lured sailors to their doom. Pliny the Elder, Rome's great natural historian, wrote extensively about these creatures in his Natural History, treating their existence as scientific fact rather than mere folklore. The medieval period saw an explosion of mermaid encounters in maritime records. Norwegian sailors spoke of margigr, the sea women who would appear during storms. Irish fishermen told of merrows, gentle creatures who could shed their fishtails like clothing to walk on land. Even the pragmatic Vikings, those master navigators of treacherous northern seas, carved images of mermaid-like beings into their ship prows and recorded encounters in their sagas. But why did these accounts persist across such diverse cultures? The answer begins with understanding the unique psychological pressures of life at sea. Sailors spent months in isolation, surrounded by an endless expanse of water that could turn deadly without warning. In this environment, the human mind, deprived of familiar stimuli and constant social interaction, became remarkably susceptible to hallucinations and misperceptions. Medical historians now recognize that prolonged voyages often resulted in what we would classify as acute stress reactions. Sailors suffered from scurvy, dehydration, and sleep deprivation, all conditions known to produce vivid hallucinations. The monotonous rhythm of waves against hull, combined with the hypnotic effect of sunlight on water, created a trance-like state that psychologists call highway hypnosis, where the boundary between reality and imagination becomes dangerously thin. The ocean itself provided ample raw material for these maritime myths. Manatees and dugongs, large marine mammals with human-like postures when nursing their young, were frequently mistaken for mermaids by sailors viewing them from a distance through sea spray and shifting light. These creatures possess remarkably human-like facial features and often surface near ships, creating brief but compelling illusions of aquatic humanoids. Cultural factors amplified these natural phenomena. In an age before widespread literacy, oral tradition was paramount. A sailor's credibility and social status often depended on the extraordinary nature of his tales. Stories that began as honest misperceptions were embellished with each retelling, evolving from simple sightings into elaborate encounters with supernatural beings. Religious beliefs further cemented these accounts. Christian theology of the medieval period held that God had populated every realm of creation with conscious beings. If angels inhabited the heavens and humans walked the earth. It followed logically that the vast oceans must contain their own intelligent inhabitants. Mermaids became not just plausible, but theologically necessary. The economic incentives for perpetuating mermaid beliefs cannot be ignored. Port cities thrived on the exotic tales their sailors brought home. These stories attracted audiences, influenced trade routes, and even shaped military decisions. Maps from the medieval period are adorned with illustrations of mermaids and sea monsters, not as decorative elements, but as genuine navigational warnings. Perhaps most importantly, mermaids served a crucial psychological function for maritime communities. They personified the ocean's dual nature as both life-giver and destroyer. In many cultures, mermaids were simultaneously nurturing and dangerous, capable of guiding lost sailors to safety or dragging them to watery graves. This duality allowed sailors to project their complex relationship with the sea onto comprehensible, human-like forms. The decline of mermaid sightings coincided with advances in maritime technology and scientific understanding. Better navigation tools reduced the isolation and stress that contributed to hallucinations. Improved ship design meant shorter voyages and better living conditions. Most crucially, the rise of scientific methodology encouraged skeptical inquiry over supernatural explanations. Today, when we read these ancient accounts of half-fish women, we glimpse not evidence of mythical creatures, but a window into the human experience of confronting the unknown. These stories reveal how our ancestors made sense of an environment that was both essential to their survival and utterly alien to their terrestrial existence. The mermaids of ancient texts were never just fish-tailed women. They were mirrors reflecting humanity's eternal struggle to find meaning and companionship in the vast, indifferent sea.